So this is the closest to something I would call home. I've been trying to make this video for a while now. I've been back for 11 days and things keep coming up, or I haven't had a chance, or I tried making one at Sonosphere and get interrupted by a friend of mine coming up his tent topless and asking what I was doing. So two fun things about coming home, or where my parents live, is more common on. First thing is, the house was not this colour when I left. They've had this pebble dash stuff done, and that was grass before. So it's kind of different, and the road that gets me here from the city centre doesn't exist anymore. So I didn't know how to come home, and then when I got here, the home looked different. So it's kind of strange. I've stopped calling this place home now. This is my folks' house. I've been back for 11 days. I haven't actually slept here yet. This will be the first night I've slept here, and I'll be alone because my parents aren't here. I've seen them once as I go back for about an hour. I just went over to my sister's and saw her for about the same amount of time, and that's it. Coming back, flights were with Emirates. Emirates are actually really nice planes. I got bored of the movies though, because I was an 8-hour flight to Dubai, a 3-hour changeover, and then another 8-hour flight. So the same airline, the same movies. There's a lot of movies to choose from, but I'd seen most of them before, so I watched all the ones I wanted to see, and then that was it. And then I got to the airport. I got picked up by a very good friend of mine. It's a girl. We actually used to sit on this doorstep and have really long chats. And it's why I get homesick whenever I sit on a doorstep and talk to people, or watch someone smoke, or look at stars, because it was usually at night time. It is actually about 10:30 at night just now, because it's summer. It's still, well, the moon's over there. Hi, moon. So it's kind of weird. That's why I'm wearing a jumper. It's actually quite warm because it's summer. So she came and got me, and we did the proper cinematic. She did a big runny hug, and ended up spinning around me because she ran at me that fast, which was really funny because I was the only one coming out of the terminal at the time, and there was a big line of people waiting to see people come off the plane, and so it was properly just me and her, and she ran at me and made a big hug, and I felt like everyone was staring at us like a big, oh, the happy couple were reunited and stuff, and then we just kind of didn't kiss because we're friends. And her flatmate who drove her there came over and we had like a kind of three-way hug, and then walked off together. So I have no idea what anyone thought was going on, but I've been waiting a very long time for that. I find the airports they're full of, it's kind of a nice place to people watch actually. It's full of people saying goodbye or saying hello for the first time in a while, and people getting reunited, and there's usually like couples huddled around a laptop somewhere trying to kill boredom and stuff. And it's a really nice place to see people. If you ever feel that the world is full of idiots and assholes, go to an airport and watch people be happy, like genuinely happy, just to see someone they care about. And if you ever want to be lonely, do the same thing by yourself, over and over again. So yeah, I came back. I ended up staying with that friend for like 3 or 4 days, which is crazy. We went to, there's like a kind of big park that everyone goes to on a nice day, and we went, and we ended up not realising that it was 10 o'clock by the time we left, 10 o'clock at night, because it was still sunlight. It was crazy. So I had a really nice time chilling out and seeing how the city's changed and such, and catching up with some friends. And then I went to Sonosphere, so I drove by myself 600 miles to Nebworth, saw some awesome bands, had a really good time, slept on a lumpy fucking hill that was on a slope for 4 days, drove to London, picked up stuff that I bought in London before I left 8 months ago, because my friend in London, her boyfriend lives in Glasgow, and he was going to bring it up to Glasgow and give it to one of my friends to look after, and then that just never happened. So I was there for a bit, and it was roasting. It was awesome. It was really lovely. It was really good to see her again. And then I went to Liverpool for 2 nights and slept on a floor. So I went from sleeping on a field to sleeping on a floor. So I slightly moved up in the world. Saw a friend that we walked out. We hadn't seen each other in like 6 or 7 years, which is just crazy. And she was like, "So, what have you been up to? And people keep asking me, and I'm like, what can I tell you? I've been away for 8 months. I've literally been around the world. I've only been to 4 countries, but I have been around in a circle, and I've done so many things that I can't. It's been so long, like, because I haven't really been travelling the full time. I've been like 6 months in Australia working and stuff. It's been like I can't remember a lot of it, like off the top of my head. It's not like and it's like, oh, I did that last week, kind of thing. But I do tell a lot of stories. They go, oh, I was in this country and I did this, and I was in that country and I did that. So it's kind of nice. But it's weird. Some things don't change, and some things are completely different. It's kind of cool, kind of strange. But oddly, I don't feel like this is home. Not in a bad way. Like obviously, I know where I am. I know how to get places and stuff, and it's nice to have familiar surroundings. But I don't live here. I live in Australia, and I'm very aware that I'm leaving again. It's kind of odd. It's a strange sensation. I didn't really know what to expect coming back here, and I didn't know if I'd want to leave again or not. And I do. I'm not really, because it's been so long since I've been here. I'm kind of disconnected from everything, so it doesn't feel like there's anything to keep me staying again. So it's kind of strange. And I have no idea what I'm going to do. My visa runs out in Australia, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So that's pretty much all I've done since I've got back. Tomorrow I'm meeting up with a bunch of friends, hopefully, and we're going to have a good night. And then I've got a stag do, and then a wedding, and then I fly back. So I've not got much time left here, which is kind of crap. But the thing I kind of wanted to mention that's nothing really to do with these is I watched a video that I put on Facebook a long time ago. I didn't really remember doing it, and it was my sister and my niece, and like my niece dancing and stuff. It's just like a kind of stupid family video, and it made me think of like when I was. It was before I started travelling and such, and how different I was back then compared to how I am now. And it's not a big difference, but it's I feel it. I don't know if anyone else has noticed it, but I definitely feel it and feel very different to who I was. And it kind of made me think, because I was initially when I started doing these, it was for people to keep up with me while I was travelling. And now I'm kind of thinking it'd be really cool to watch them again in a couple of years, or like if I ever have kids. Like, because you never really, like, as much as you get to know your parents, you never really know what they were like when they were younger, because all my generation have are photos of like black and white photos of a memory no one really quite gets. And you don't always get the story that goes along with the photo, whereas if I have kids, I hope YouTube will still be around and they'll be able to look at these videos and see what I've been doing and kind of get to know me in a way that I can't get to know my parents, which would be quite cool. But these are just random things that have popped in my head. I've also bought a new journal. Don't know if anyone will ever actually read my journal, but it's almost full. I've still got the update from Hong Kong because I forgot what I did in Hong Kong. I had to ask someone to remind me. And it's just all shiny and new, and it's really strange to see. The one I've got is like the new one's like this thick, and the one I've got is like that thick because it has a fold on the back for papers and stuff, and I've stuffed it full of like plane tickets and souvenirs and stuff. And because I did mention it before when I've been very tired in Hong Kong making a video, the only thing I forgot to mention about fun things in Hong Kong is the train line that checks you in from the centre of Hong Kong to Hong Kong Airport. It's 2 stops on the train, but in Hong Kong Centre you can check in your bags and check in for your flight before you even get to the airport, which is really cool. And also Hong Kong Airport's massive. It took me like an hour to get from the airport itself to my terminal, and that also required another train. But yeah, I'm rambling a little bit, so this is me in Scotland. Might be the last video I do in Scotland, I don't know, but I'll be back in Melbourne soon.